Hello, welcome to this session where you will learn how to create branding for your business. Here we go. So you need a branding for your business. Why? Well, yeah, you can earn money and have a working business without a brand, but it is reality that having a brand, your business is gonna just do better. For example, when you have a brand, a very sticky brand, even if the competition is providing better products and services to your customers, they will stick with you. They will not move somewhere else because they love it, because you got a brand and there's an emotional link between you and your customers. So you go and say, oh, how do I create a brand? So the first thing you need to know is you need to create a creation story. And this thing you need to communicate in your blog, in social media. You need a purpose. Actually, the creation story is the purpose. Why you created your business. In cases just to get money, that's not gonna create branding because people probably don't really care about that. So you need to have a creation story which actually gives some purpose for your users or your customers. So you need to create that story so that people engage emotionally into you. There's some traits where people that are like themselves. They like the people they admire and that kind of stuff. So by having a creation story, then you can say, okay, I'm gonna attract these people and I'm gonna show them that I am just like them, but I'm creating a business. That way you can have that kind of relationship. Big brands, they all have a creation story. You name it. Amazon is the story when Jeff Bezos was in the car, while he was in the back seat, right, writing the business plan. And then somebody else was driving back to California in order to have a meeting with investors. So the more shocking creation story you got, the better. Google has a great creation story. Some students gathering and improving the world's information discovery. So all the brands have a great have a great story. So make sure you got a great story, and you also communicate that story through your media. Now you need to have a creed, a mission, a noble cause. This is very important. The mission needs to be pretty simple and it has to tell the soul of your business. For example, for Google was organize the world's information. So it doesn't have to be many phrases. Just choose one or two sentences that summarize what you're doing. It can be a noble cause, a company. We will go through examples in the following days. But for example, Starbucks, all these brands, Coke, they all have great missions. People stick with it. And the better the mission, the more the people are going to stick with you. Okay, now we got the icons. Of course, your logo is one of the icons. Think about the Starbucks. The logo is pretty amazing, but they also have more icons. It's not only the logo; they have more icons. Like somebody grabbing a cup of coffee with that band. So the temperature is not it's not so hot. That's also an icon. You see people in the streets with those cups, and probably just gonna think, okay, that guy went to Starbucks. So maybe he did not. Maybe he went to some coffee shop and they have a similar cup. But that's the icon, you know. So the icon is more than just a logo. So it's what you know, the visual representation of your brand that you can see in a web page in the real life. And that's important because people are visual, so everything you put visually is going to be great. You can have a logo, but also you can have some creative media that is giving some message, and that's killing. For example, for Sympia, for us is do more, move faster. But for you can be anything else. Now you got the rituals. This is important because it's what actually, you know, the rituals is what people are sticking with your brand. So, for example, Nespresso, you have the, you know, Nespresso, you have, you know, your capsules, you get them. They are, you know, so beautiful colors. So once you see them, you are like, wow, this coffee is gonna feel so amazing. You put the capsule in the machine, and you know, you push the button, you start to hear the sound of the coffee going in. So rituals are important. You know, many examples out there of many different companies that have rituals. Why is that important? Because as people are repeating the rituals, they are actually connecting with you emotionally. And as soon as they are doing the ritual, they are starting to connect with you. So it's important that you have some kind of ritual, of process in which the people are doing something related to your brand. Can be anything. Can be actually be anything. But you need to stop and think about what ritual your company should have in order to get attention from people and in order to grab emotionally your customers or your users. Now, the next one, the words. We are socializing. Everybody is socializing. We are socializing animals. So the way people socialize is through words. So you need those words that people, by saying them, they are big. You know, when they spell out those words, they they feel that they are part of something bigger than themselves. For example, think about In-N-Out Burger, the double cheese. You know, In-N-Out Burger is, you know, it's a classical example of a great branding without, you know, busy money or, you know, investors and that kind of stuff. So you don't really need investors or busy money in order to have a brand. You don't need millions and millions of dollars in order to have a brand. These guys from In-N-Out Burger, when they started out, they were already they were already having an amazing brand, and they don't have too many resources. Probably just the first shop, the first and the second one was, you know, branding animals actually really hard. And also in Starbucks, you know, Frappuccino, latte, you know, all these words actually you are emotional, the same thing. You are emotionally grabbing attention from the people, and as they spell them out, those words, they're gonna, you know, feel they are part of something. And other people, as they see those words, they also know who you are, that you are having like a community of people that all of them are using the words, the rituals, they love your icons, and that's creating such a, you know, it's such a powerful, it's so powerful that no matter what happens with your business, those people are going to stick with you, even if the competition is much better, because you have a link, emotional link between your company, your values, your mission, your creation story, your rituals, your words, and all that is creating like like unbeatable an unbeatable thing that people just can't stop you. And then you get the pagans. For example, in the social media, this is pretty happened. And I remember when people were like Twitter lovers and then Facebook lovers, and you are like, well, those are, when Twitter was starting out, now everybody's using Facebook, no matter where you're also in Twitter. But at the beginning, it was kind of which social network is going to win. Yeah, no, I'm a tweet guy. I love that. I'm not gonna use Facebook. So in order for having these communities, it's also important to have the pagans. The pagans are those somebody else, So what you are doing is with your brand is you're saying, okay, we are great, and they are not. So that's why you need these pagans, because you need an enemy. You need somebody that you can say they are not. So, for example, In-N-Out Burger, the pagans were the people going to McDonald's and eating those, low quality burgers. And, the rituals for In-N-Out Burger was waiting in line to get a great hamburger, even if it takes 15 or 20 minutes. And that's part of, the culture and the community. So that's why it's so important. So, for example, the In-N-Out Burger is a great example of these branding things, because it's an amazing example. Actually, people will travel kilometers just to get one of those burgers, and they could have it in McDonald's or Burger King, but they just travel a long way in order to get the burgers. So it's why? Because they got a great brand. They got a great brand. They got great rituals. They got great words. They got great creation story. They got it, everything. So in order for your business to grow, you don't really need a lot of money to do this. You only need the good things, the good strategy. And finally, you need the leader. For your brand, you need a leader. So if you have a company, a corporation, and you have a board of directors, and you have this, not you don't know who is behind that company, that's not sellable too well, because people like to be attached to the leader. Think about Apple, Steve Jobs, Microsoft, Bill Gates, ClickFunnels, Russell, Amazon has Jeff Bezos. So every brand needs a leader, and the leader needs to be like an attractive character. So it doesn't mean that you need to be handsome. There are many leaders that are not handsome, but you need to be attracted in a way, because you need to be the visionary, or the one that's leading the team, the one that having the ideas. So that's it. I hope this helped you in order to build a brand. It will allow you to do better in your business, and actually to do more and move faster in your market, as always. So please comment below and tell us your experiences with brand definitions and strategies, and I would love to know about them.